programmed to think that we're just immediately gonna fucking turn on each other. You know, you're walking to your fucking coffee shop, whether it's Starbucks or fucking Caribou, and you just glance, you graze someone's shoulder. Hey, what the fuck? Is it too much to go, oh fuck, sorry man, like you really gotta come out and fucking swords drawn and shit? Like fucking, it's like, oh I've got one. Just keep walking. Have a nice day. I mean, it's almost like we're programmed to distrust each other, you know? I would rather see things turn out a little differently, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're all fucking human beings trying to figure shit out. And there's nothing that says we can't fucking be nice to one another. And I know that's weird coming from me. But even I grew up in the Midwest. I have a deep sense of manners. I have a deep sense of respect. You come into someone's house, say it's Mr. or Mrs. It's please and thank you. It's sorry, may I do this? And I think too many people have their fucking heads shoved deeply into their own asses to really realize that. And it's a fucking shame, man. And it's one of the things that I'm trying to tell people. It's like, look, man, if your first instinct is to take 5 seconds to call someone an asshole, take an extra 5 seconds to calm yourself down and just be like, hey, my bad. Sorry about that.
Yep.
It's that fucking simple.
Yes,
it is. Because we're all gluttons for life. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can push things too far. You can become that asshole that nobody really wants to fucking hang out with, or you can become the crazy cat lady. And we all smell her coming down the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, somebody smells like a fucking. Well, I won't even go there, but it can get really bad, man. But you know what? It's not for us to judge. You know, it's for other people to mind their own business at the end of the day. Well, why don't we spend more time trying to figure out ways for us to connect as people, and then pointing fingers, you know? But that's just me. I don't know. You guys fucking agree with me on that? On that note, I'm gonna read from the fucking book. Are you ready to read from the fucking book? For those of you following at home, follow the bouncing ball. This is page 182 from the Gluttony chapter. Gluttony for me is a lot of different things. It is compulsion and capitalism. It is sadism and masochism. It is abuse with a revolving door. It is peanut butter and chocolate on a Friday and a binge drinking whirlwind the Saturday after that. If you are voracious and tenacious enough, you can overload your system with so much stimuli that you will crash and burn just to feel the sensation. A glutton is a pig and a pigeon. Look in the mirror, friends. A glutton looks a lot like you and me. We are 1 million strong and 1 billion counting. We are the generation that can never get enough. Why not? We are also the ones dealing with guilt trips to the past, present, and future. No one trusts the next shift, so they take their coffee and mug home after work. No one trusts a neighbor who is doing better than they are. In all fairness, the American wet dream comes with a commercial saturated in gluttony, urging us on toward the limitless warehouses of excess. From all-you-can-eat buffets to 99-cent stores, we have made a promise to every burgeoning pack rat and strung-out sucker that anything worth having is worth having ad infinitum and with very little cost. The only problem is that you get a bill you cannot afford much later with an interest rate that will kick you while you flounder. You can wait for fate to make its presence felt, but by the time that hunger has moved on, seeking refuge in something else. Gluttony looks like a sunburn and feels like the bends. If greed is more, then gluttony is extra. That may not make sense, but it is true and poetic. We glut until our stomachs and our minds are distended. The feast is for the body and soul. If our eyes are bigger than our stomachs, then how fucking big does that make our stomachs? I've got to be honest, there is no other sin, whether a part of this deadly list or otherwise, that is more American than gluttony. Look around you. People from the United States are some of the fattest in the universe. The world wonders why California is falling into the sea. It is because it cannot take the weights. Americans have a serious weight problem, more than any other country on earth, which is very ironic, seeing as no other nationality worries about its appearance more than Americans. We are gluttons for food, but we are devoted followers of infomercials and handy home gym equipment. You see, the thing I have realized is that sins make people stupid, not deadly. Stupid Americans are fat, lazy, indignant bastards, but God forbid you call them fat and lazy. Americans are also, by and large, the most obsessed with amassing wealth and power. We make promises across oceans and airwaves that anything is attainable if you want it. It really explains a lot about this country. Here is something I just realized. There are so many quirky names for gluttons, which just shows you how entrenched gluttony has become in our culture. From attention hog to ball hog, it is almost an unconscious way of accepting the fact that we are all gluttonous, wretched fuckers. We make light of things to help us forget how heavy they actually are. The thing that puts the sting in this behavior is the selfishness. You've got to be very into yourself to want to stuff yourself full of bullshit or surround yourself with a multitude of things you do not need. Once again, it is a question of getting yourself to believe the big lie, which is that everything you do is noble and selfless. This could not be further from the truth. We are all dirty little coffers waiting to be rammed full of our heart's desires. So if we are all going to glut on the fruits of labor, why stigmatize the feeling? I say we all embrace the beast and move on. But nobody listens to me. My lips do not move when I think. I cannot be trusted. You know what, that was a good line. I'll clap with you. Me, my gluttony is entertainment. TV, movies, comic books in general. I devour these like water to a parched body. But my true passion is music. I have been wading through music my whole life, even before I realized I had a knack for it myself. I have had the blessing of being exposed to music as long as I can remember, and it continues to this day. I am a voracious fanatic with a reservoir of knowledge, not only for the music itself, but for the histories behind the many genres I enjoy. I want to know everything there is about the composers and the rock stars that have created my personal soundtracks. The great thing is that I learn new things every day, from the little bits of ear candy in the mixes, the inspirations behind the lyrics, to the vibes behind the scenes when certain songs were recorded. I find my way through the dark with a little help from my friends, most of whom are people I have never met. But they helped me grow up and gave me a reason to vent all my troubles into melodies and prose. I am a glutton for junk food music. Give me a cigarette and a microphone and I will sing along all night long. And that's from the Gluttony chapter right there. I want to thank everyone, by the way, for picking up the book. It has done extremely well, like past my own fucking expectations. So right now, I say we get into a little Q&A, okay?